Okay, good morning from Rome. I got in at silly o'clock last night. Pretty much went straight from school to Gatwick to Rome. Yeah, doing a bit of a journey around Italy. We're starting here and then I'm going up to Florence and then to Venice. It's kind of the trip that me and Mum had been talking about doing, so it's a little bit for that. Plus I've never been to Italy, so I'm very excited to get a lot of food, a lot of culture, and a lot of really weird things that I've managed to find online along the way. So today's plan, heading to the Colosseum, the Forum, a couple of other places. We're basically ticking off the big ones today. So yes, let's see what we find. Pizza, pizza, pizza. Okay, so I'm just on a wander at the moment. I'm not sure what that is behind me. I'm also not sure what that is behind me. I really should have done more research, but it's all really cool. I've taken an extra sort of hour on my way to the Colosseum, just wandering and finding things. And I've just seen those violin students from America. They're doing a tour of stuff. So it's just really cool. It's kind of exactly how I imagined Rome was going to be. So, well, so far. Yeah, so I'm going to keep wandering. So I must say, I'm rather channeling Brian Blessed in I, Claudius at the moment, and I've been asking a few people and the answer is always the same. So the question is there anybody in Rome who hasn't slept with my daughter? So I saw these down an alleyway and thought they were the Spanish steps, but they're not, they're just Italian steps. Give it this, it's pretty colossal, but is it bigger than Wembley Stadium? So I think what's really incredible is, like, this is a massive area where the Forum is, and it's just been left as an archaeological wonder, you know, and yeah, it's like 2,000 years old, and yet it's mid-city real estate. You wouldn't get that anywhere else in the world, and it's just really amazing that, you know, they just cherish their history, and it's really cool, really cool. And of course, just up there is Palpatine Hill, and that in fact is where Palpatine himself gave his speech to the Empire. Yeah. It's really cool. This is Pan. something Roman something. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there are these little green parakeets that are in that tree over there that are just very chirpy and very green. Found another one. And it's somewhere. Where is he? I rather like this incongruous toe that's in the middle of these ruins. There is a toe. So we got our first food, we've got gnocchi, we've got broccoli, we've got beer, and we've got just lovely area. It's really cool. So honestly, first meal in Italy, was it life-changing? No. The gnocchi was fine. The Romanesco was really good, really enjoyed that. And the bread was really good. So yeah, it was good. Not quite the soul-changing experience I had hoped, but I'm sure there will be more to come. I keep seeing little focaccia stands that I really want, but I'll have one later. Yes. And also, just while I'm here, the amount of graffiti here is absolutely ridiculous. Like, literally, statues have got graffiti, everywhere's got graffiti. It's quite sad. So these are the sewers underneath the Trevi fountains, the old Roman ones. Which is really quite cool. Got lots of metal gangways about now as well. So, you know all those lovely pictures you get of people by the Trevi fountain? Here's mine. Absolute madness. I'm outside the Pantheon. I have ice cream and I'm very happy right now. It is crazy busy. I've got about half an hour before I can get in the Pantheon, so I'm just going to have a little explore of what's going on. I have no idea what this is, but I love it. Freaking salami shop, and I really want to take one of those home. Got to be the sassiest angel ever. I need to find out what these are, because they are magnificent. So I'm back at the hotel. I have clocked in an inordinate number of steps today. I haven't checked, but it was over 25,000 about an hour and a half ago. So yes, Rome is incredible. One of the weirdest things I've noticed, amidst, how they've managed to just keep the ancientness and traditionalness of the city alive, is it smells nice. Like, I very rarely say that about a city, but it really does. There's no... Despite, and it might be because I've still got a stuffy nose, but despite the cars, it smells of food and it smells of flowers and it smells fresh, and yes. So yeah, that's my first thoughts. I am finishing the day, because how else would I finish my first day in Rome? Having just picked up a slice of pizza, which is sold by the 100 gram. So he just hacked off a slice of this massive thing. Haven't tried it yet, but let's give it a go. I'll stay here a bit longer. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, good morning, day 2, and I have just slept 12 hours, which I obviously needed because it's been a long term and also lots of steps yesterday. So today's plan, it's a little bit looser than yesterday, he says, just crossing the road. Going to the Borghese Gardens and then going to check out the zoo, because what kind of a grey holiday would it be without a zoo trip? So we'll see what we find along the way, aside from, you know, lots of graffiti. Okay, this is the Piazza di Popolo. You've got the obelisk over there, Basilica. Sadly, I cannot get over to the statue of Poseidon, which is over there, because he's setting up for something. It's all very magnificent. I like this guy. He is very, very by the book. It's the rules! So I just spotted this little dude swimming, which made me smile. And just over here, we got all of these. So I've just picked up, it's a salami and some kind of cheese in a focaccia, and it's freaking great. Simple but really great. Good breakfast. So I've just arrived at the zoo, and it's a beautiful entrance, but what's quite perturbing is if you look at the top, we have all of these heroes clobbering beasts. I'm not quite sure that fits with the point of a zoological garden, does it? So this is the oldest zoo in Italy, and that's about all I know about it, to be honest. It's not particularly famous for anything, apart from being the oldest zoo in Italy. So we'll see what we can find. See you know. Hello, you. Macaques. It's quite a cool enclosure, actually. I mean, not as cool as, you know, a Japanese mountain, but it's not bad. Oh my god, they have raptors. Raptors! Oh, it just means birds of prey. Never mind. We've got emu, we've got capybara, we've got peacocks, we've got mara. This is so cool. So there was also meant to be some South American tapirs in there, which I've never seen, and everybody knows I love a tapir. Only ever seen the Malayan ones. But they are asleep, as they always tend to be whenever I try to find them. So I'm going to go and explore the rest of the place and see what else. It's really nice. It's a good use of space. Very hilly, lots of steps. Yeah, we're going to go further.
Ecco il gabbiano.
So I'm going to have a sit down for a minute because that was quite magical. It's been a weird morning so far. When I was going through the gardens and went past that temple with the boats and the turtles, I just had a real moment of Mum would have really loved it here. And like, we knew she would, but it really hit me then. And coming up to the tigers just then, tigers were Mum's favourite animal, and for it to just kind of flomp right in front of me just as I got there and then start preening itself, I don't know, it was a bit of a moment. So I just thought I'd share that. Yeah. Soppy moment over for now. Hippos do what hippos do. Hippo's hippo. And a pygmypotamus do what a pygmypotamus do. Look that he's made his own little bath in there. That's brilliant. So I will say, I'm very impressed. I think the range of animals here is amazing. I'm about to walk past the cassowary, who is somewhere. There he is. Weird thing. But yeah, I'm just really impressed with how, for a small city zoo, they've managed to sort of cram everything in. There's the camels. Without any of it feeling particularly squashed, or none of them have got massive enclosures, but the enrichment's good. We're about to go past the mandatory train. We can see the cassowary. But yeah, I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I'm going over the bridge to the other little bit where the reptiles and other birds are. But yeah, it's a really good little zoo. Love it. I saw you move. There we go. So you may remember the monitor lizards I saw in Singapore and Malaya, and there was that massive one that I thought could be a Komodo dragon. And then I saw the one in Singapore Zoo, the Komodo dragon, that wasn't particularly big, and the keeper said, yeah, it's a small one. That one there, that's a beast. I'm just looking at these houses here and here that have got the balconies on the top. Wouldn't you wish that there was something more exciting than cows? Like if this was the tiger exhibit, wake up in the morning, have your cup of coffee, watch the tigers. But no, they've got cows. I mean, they're nice cows. No offence, cows. Just, you know, tigers would be cooler. And the wolves are doing what dogs do, having a kip. Although I have learned that wolves can be dominant or submissive, and I believe this says that dogs are just transvestite wolves. So, yeah, I've learned something today. So I came back for the tapirs for a second time. No luck. I guess they're sleeping somewhere. But the capybaras and the emus and the mara are out, and I'm realising that I'm really starting to catch the sun. I think we're going to call it a day there because I am getting a bit peckish. Going to find some lunch. It's the temple of Antonino and Faustino. Or what's left of it, anyway. This is the case with most of them. Okay, now we've got one of those absolute I've just found something mind-blowing moments. Did you know that in Rome there is an identical replica of the Globe Theatre? No? It's behind me. Unfortunately, it's not open at the moment, but how weird is that? It is a working theatre, it's just not open at the minute, but yeah, well. So I've just done my mandatory stop at the Hard Rock. Had a drink and a sit down because I really needed it. And have the first of my pins for this trip. I'm hoping it's a series. The lady wasn't very knowledgeable on pins, but never mind. But she did let me know that there is actually a secret Hard Rock shop just by the Vatican where you can get an exclusive Vatican pin, which I had no idea about. So I will be popping there tomorrow. Hurrah! I've seen some pretty weird things on my adventures, but I'm gonna rank that pretty high. Yeah, very crypty. So they really are just some steps, and I just actually ended up having a conversation with the family because the kid goes, "They're just steps," and I went, "They are." And I said, "If you want something cool, go and check out the crypt." But yeah, there's some steps. So as always, there are some random things in terms of wildlife that I'm looking for here. One of them I'm going to be hunting in Florence, which is the porcupine. The other one is the koipu, which is a large rodent thing. I think it's the third largest after the capybara and the beaver, and they live in the rivers here, and often get mistaken for beavers, which they don't have anymore. Got hunted many moons ago. So I'm just wandering down by the river at the moment. I probably won't find one today, but might do, we'll see. But nonetheless, it's quite a lovely little river walk. So yes. So this is what he was making tableside. We've got some of the best bread I've ever had, and an artichoke with mint and stuff. We'll find out. Review to follow. I'm just going to say now, this is some of the best pasta I've ever had. It is incredible. How cool is that? He just makes, wow. Well, that was without a doubt one of the best meals I've ever had. I am very full, very happy, and I am heading back home. Hotel, you know what I mean. Because I've got to be up at stupid o'clock tomorrow for the Vatican. So I will see you there. Ciao for now. Right, good morning. I have not been up this early to go to church since school. So let's go and explore the Vatican.
Now you cannot hear my voice.
These again.
Signori, keep walking here, please don't stop for a moment.
We finished the tour and we did the Sistine Chapel, which not allowed to film in, that's fine. But we've kind of been left now, so I'm now wandering completely alone, and I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. There's no signs. This place goes on and on and on and on and on. So I will say this, there is a lot of Vatican. The scale and scope is just immense, like a lot of things here. Yeah, it was impressive. I'm now heading to the Basilica and we'll see where that goes. But first, lunch. Right, so the queue for the Basilica is about 2 hours, and apparently the queue jump pass that I bought does not include the Basilica, despite saying it did. So I am going to go for a wander. I'm going to come back tomorrow morning, I think. And I'm going to go up to the museums and do a bit of that, I think. Well, see what's on the way. Yeah. Museums are closed on Mondays. So I'm just back at the hotel. I popped back for a sit down and then woke up 3 hours later. I was obviously a bit touched by the sun and a bit knackered because I have done a heck of a lot of walking the last couple of days. You can probably hear that siren. That is the sound of Rome everywhere you go. But yeah, so I'm just going to have a cup of coffee. I forgot to mention earlier, I've got my Hard Rock Vatican pin. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It does say St. Peter's, Rome, which is really cool. That's the one from the Rome store. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with that little collection along the way. I am coincidentally meeting up with Emily and Tad from school this evening, who are also in Rome. Lots of people seem to be in Rome at the moment. So we'll see where the evening takes us. But yes.
Oh my god,
So I'm arrived in Florence. I am heading towards the hotel now. I've just picked up a sandwich. Oh my god, the bread here is just out of this world. So yes, I'm going to go and dump my stuff and then go for an explore. So yeah, just checking out these lampposts. They've got like feet. And then towards the top there's pelicans. They're just very, very cool. And a really lovely little park. Just arrived in the hotel. It's quite lovely. And look at these tea and coffee making facilities. Oh, what a lovely pair of knockers. This is really cool. I think it's a ramen shop. So I came around the corner and like that's what I saw and I thought, oh wow, and then I realised no, that's what I meant to be seeing. It's freaking huge. But yes, we're gonna go and try and get inside. So just waiting in the queue at the moment, which is actually moving quite fast. But a thought occurred, like Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is imposing, and you do get this sense of wow. But it's quite bleakly imposing, whereas this, it's gorgeous. It's really, yeah, good church, good church. I will say this, that makes Notre Dame look like Durham School Chapel. Incredible. And yeah, do not want to do the dome tour because dear Lord was that high. So we're going to go for a wander now, and I'm going to try and find the David statue that is somewhere near here. But I'm just seeing where my feet take me at the minute. Well, that'll do. Hello, Dave. This one, however, this is freaking awesome. Also, there's the Perseus. Is it Perseus kill producer? Yes. He's over there. He's very cool. And yes, I just gave them a couple of euros because that was freaking hilarious. So just behind me is the famous Florence wine window, where they would, you can just see it there somewhere, where they would serve wine secretly. I am not going to get any right now because there is 101 people here. I think that's a school group behind me. But yeah, I might pop back later because there's a really nice looking restaurant just opposite as well, behind all of the thousands of children. Yes. Look at these streets. They're just gorgeous. I really love it here. So I've actually just found another one and can speak now. They are apparently all over the city. I was just talking to a lady that was by this one. And yeah, so these are wine windows, which were for secretly serving wine to people, which is really funky. I know I keep banging on, but this bread is freaking incredible. It's a crunch on the outside, and it's so soft and light on the inside. It's incredible. Nom. Okay, this is the one I'm excited about. This is pappardelle with wild boar and some grilled veg. Review to come. So that was definitely one of the best things I've ever put in my face. Just red wine and rosemary and all these like complex flavours, but so simple at the same time. It was, I think that would be my last meal. Genuinely, really fucking good. Bionigiri. So obviously while in Florence we had to get some ice cream, for it is the home of ice cream. And I've taken Rick's advice and I've gone with the pistachio. Yeah, alright, well done Rick. Pretty good. Well, I've seen this is Hercules. Probably should do a fact check on that. Hercules and the Nemean lion and his button balls. Okay, good morning. I've just arrived at, this is Fattoria di Maiano. I hope I'm saying that right. You'll probably see all of the swallows shooting around above me, which is incredible. I knew when I was coming to Tuscany that I wanted to do something a little bit proper Tuscan and naturey. So this is a working farm and we've got olive groves and then it goes through the woodlands and stuff, and I'm just looking forward to a day of exploring. It's going to be great. Pig. I had a good old scratch. Yes, me. See that? There's a little lizard just running through. And there he went. Yes. Oh, the bees! Oh, the bees! So that's probably about the best we're going to get of one of these lizards, because they are very, very fast. Now, one of my missions while I'm here is to try and catch a glimpse of a porcupine. We haven't had much luck with the koi poos so far, but I am going to probably pop down to the river around dusk tonight to see if I can. I know some of the hot spots. But yeah, porcupines are going to be a little bit trickier. But this is the only place, basically, when the Romans started trading with Egypt, they saw these big scary creatures, which are not scary at all. Not saying I'm going to go and give one a cuddle if I do find one. But they decided to have them in the Colosseum. And being rodents as they are, they got out, they started breeding, and now apparently they're quite commonplace. But this is quite a hike, so I'm probably going to huff and puff them all the way. But hopefully. It's definitely here, but the question is where? Huh. You know, I've just checked. We are most definitely in wolf country. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to see any wolves. But, you know, if I die of being attacked by wolves, it's what I wanted. So I'm going to keep very quiet and keep on moving. But those are wild boar. And they got piglets with them as well, I think. But there's about half a dozen of them. And they're going the other way. That's fine. You go the other way. Oh my God, that was incredible. That was so cool. Of all the things I was expecting to, or not expecting, but wow. This is big. I also need to be on the lookout for some very vulgar squirrels. So what we have behind me is the Maiano Lake and it's little caves as well. And what's really cool about here, and one of the reasons I kind of chose this one, is Queen Victoria used to come on holiday here and apparently used to paint this lake, which is really cool. So no porcupines, but the encounter with the pigs was pretty awesome. I remember, I mean, when I lived in Japan, I was constantly trying to find wild boar, and the only one I ever found was a dead one floating down a river, so I feel like I've ticked something off the bucket list there. I'm just having a lovely cup of coffee, and I'm going to head back into the town and going to check out the Natural History Museum. So more animals on the way. Treasure, you're so corpulent. When you sit around your magnificently appointed Tuscan villa, you sit around your magnificently appointed Tuscan villa. Okay, I've taken a momentary perch because I've just got myself a sandwich, and I'll just show you a little bit of this sandwich. Check that out. It's a focaccia thing. It's got cheese, it's got meats, it's got rocket, and it's crispy, lovely, lovely bread. But the freaking size of this, now bear in mind, I've just eaten a third of it already, not realizing just how much there was. That's a £5 sandwich. Yeah, and it is a really good sandwich. Freaking love sandwiches. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna enjoy this, and then I'm gonna check out the Natural History Museum. They currently have an exhibit on cryptozoology. Awesome. So all of these are made of wax, which is quite impressive actually. So these are really quite bizarre. Like, I mean, the weirdest one over here, pretty sure it's the dog from The Thing, isn't it? Okay, this is really cool. It's a mummified Nile crocodile. I kind of want to know more of its story, because was it found in a tomb or something? But yeah, very cool. Birds. Absolutely incredible. Let's find a science specimen here. That's just so cool. So cool. Well, I found me a porcupine. Oh. See, when you get this close, that's why you stay back. He's a big pig. Okay, I'm slightly disappointed because the cryptozoology thing is artists' renditions of things like this. That's not cryptozoology, that's a chicken cat. So this is Boberley Gardens, so named after when Boberley Fett protected the city from Tuscan raiders from, you know, the outskirts of Tuscany. So this is Galileo's house, which I'm really surprised isn't a museum. It's flats by the look of it, but yeah. Yes, more ice cream. I'm not having much luck on my koi poo hunt, but I am finding these lovely little crane things every now and again. The thing is, the river does rather go on a little bit, and having not seen any in the stretch that I've just walked from the bridge way over there, I don't know, it might not be the right time of day, might not be the right season, but we've been pretty lucky today with our pigs and our little heron stalky things, so I'm gonna go a little bit long. I think I might go up to that bridge, and if I haven't found one by there, I'm gonna head back to the hotel. So I'm back at the hotel. No luck on any of the big rodents today, but we did find pigs, so yes. I'm pretty bushwhacked. I've done a lot of walking again. I have bought myself some cannoli, which I've stuck in the mini fridge for now, because I'm still really full from that massive sandwich. But I did realise we are now 5 days in to my Italian trip, and I hadn't had my favourite dessert, so cannolis all round. I'm off to Venice quite early tomorrow, but Florence has been freaking amazing. Yeah, it's quaint, it's chill, it's just freaking lovely, and the food has been amazing here, as I knew it would be. It might be trumping Nuremberg for my favourite European city. We'll see. I mean, Nuremberg has manatees, but Tuscany has wild boar. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, guess where I am. Just arrived in Venice, pretty decent train up. Weather's all right. Let's go and explore, shall we? So I've just found a perch for some lunch. I've got lots of things, but I'm starting with arancini because I've been waiting for this. Now, this one, experts helped me out. It's just like fried cheesy goodness. It's really good. Look at that. Yum, 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 yum. can't take pictures inside, but I've just had a chat with the owner of this mask maker, who is the guy that actually made all of the masks for Eyes Wide Shut, which is really, really funky. So yeah, it's cool. The password is Fidelio. Look, it's the bridge from the Spider-Man movie. Hooray! See, modern art is such a bizarre thing. Like, there was some really cool stuff. There was some Picassos, there was some Dalis, but there's also a lot of stuff that's just a square of colour, and I don't get it. Okay, I know we're a little bit north of Bologna, but we could not come without some lasagna. Right by the river as well. Well, that's just ruined lasagna for me. I am now off to see a concerto of the Four Seasons. So I've got about an hour to get there. It's only a 15-minute walk, so I'm going to see what I find on the way, because there are just so many little hidden places and nooks, and it's really cool. It's also, it's a little bit Disneyland. Like, it doesn't feel real, if that makes sense. It's cool, it's nice, it's, yeah. So I just took a wrong turn down this alleyway, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I've just found myself on a little jetty that goes nowhere, but this is the view from here. Ah. That was absolutely sublime. One of the best musical experiences I've ever had, actually. The cellist was incredible and looked rather like Simon, and the viola player looked like Haley. Bit of a weird coincidence. But yes, so I am wandering back to the hotel now. I've got to be up early tomorrow to go to the Doge Palace. So, but that wine looks nice. Anyway, I will see you bright and early tomorrow. Okay, good morning. It is a beautiful Venetian morning. I am heading off to St. Mark's Square to do all of the touristy bits. But first I need to find some coffee, because the facilities in the hotel are very unimpressive. Sorry, have me some coffee. And just a little tiny hole-in-the-wall cafe. It was $3.80 for a coffee and a croissant, which is really bloody good. So I gave her €5 and told her to keep the change, and she was very, very surprised. Are tourists usually quite tight round here? I don't know. Okay, this is a cool one. This building was used for the library in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Ha ha! So this is really cool because I was wondering about this. Like, with there being no roads or anything, how do all of the shops and things get their deliveries? And the answer is literally by boat. So yeah, they bring them in. They've got little cranes on them, and then there's young lads pushing trolleys up and down bridges and everywhere. It's got to be a lot of hard work. Also, something I'm pondering is how the hell anyone found their way around here before Google Maps, because I keep turning a corner and being sure that I've been here before. But I'm just coming up to St Mark's Square now, and I can see something quite cool in front of me, so I'll show you that. So this pigeon is actually the grandson of the double take pigeon made famous by James Bond in Moonraker. It's a true story. See? That is a pretty fancy pants basilica. I'm quite impressed with this one. And a tower, obviously. So yes, St Mark's Square, and that is all a museum, I believe. Yes, fancy and indeed pantsy. But much like every other cathedral in the world, I'm looking at you, Durham. Obviously there are repairs going on, but look at that, that's freaking incredible. Wow. And this is Doge Palace, where Dogecoin was invented and then very quickly collapsed. So I just did that thing where I accidentally stumbled into a Japanese tour group. Everywhere I go. know whether it's because I can actually enjoy it without being shuffled along, or whether it was because I wasn't expecting this kind of scope, but I actually think this is kind of more impressive than a lot of the Vatican was. I mean, these ceilings are just incredible. Obviously it's a little bit more, we are royals than we are religion, but it's really fantastic here, and I kind of wasn't expecting such grandiosity. Yeah, wow. That is a very sad Jesus. Okay, so now moving down to the Bridge of Sighs. So called, good lord, it is tight in here, because this was where prisoners were believed to have given their last sigh before being taken to be executed. And it's pretty horrific, actually, going through there. So this is one of the cells. It's quite impressively spacious, actually. You could definitely get a decent sized telly in there. So I've just gone down into the dungeons. I actually have a torture chamber thing tour in a bit, but I tell you what, it is freezing down here. And people were obviously much smaller in those days. Well, they just wanted to be cramped. I don't know what this one is, but it's all very cool. And I definitely would not have liked to have been a political prisoner in here, because it is pretty grim. This is the courtyard amongst the prisons. Guess maybe they came for exercise here, if they were lucky. So this is St. Theodore of Venice, the Dragon Slayer, although I find the dragon looks like, what's his name from Epcot? Okay, well that's got a whole lot busier in an hour. That was really, really cool. Really impressed. Yeah, I've got an hour to kill before I do the dungeons tour. So I've just realised my ticket to the palace also includes a free ticket to the Museo Correr. I don't know if that's how you say it. So yeah, I'm going to have a wander in there and see what that's all about. Matching pair. But baby, I love you, but we cannot be together. Wieners, 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 boobs. Now, wasn't that a great art attack? So I've just found this, and all I can think is Neil in the In-Betweeners. Well, I managed to lick the tip once. So it rather tickled me. I really enjoyed that one. But I got stuck behind a group of Pramoy ladies, and everything we looked at, they're going, that's nice. Oh, that one's nice. That's nice. It's just very nice. Much like this little group playing behind me. I don't know. Where are they? Somewhere. So this is really cool. This is a thing that was used for bad musicians, and they would be paraded around town. So everyone knew that they were terrible musicians. This one's not quite so fun. This was for adulterous women who were put like that into it and then repeatedly raped by guards. This is an original hand-cutting set with original markings. This is really cool. So this is what heretics were dressed in and then paraded around the town. So it's like this kind of mockery of a papal uniform with the demons. And yeah, don't be a heretic, because otherwise it's not going to be fun. Unless you can afford a prostitute, apparently. I've just had a really cool guide called Marco who gave me a personal tour of this place, and it is quite horrific, actually. This is one of the women's cells where usually witches were, and you can still see on the walls all of the markings from the old chains. But one thing that was really interesting, witchcraft was obviously the biggest crime for women. Prostitution in Venice was legal as long as it was on certain bridges, which for a Catholic country seems a little bit bizarre, but when in Venice. So I just stopped off at Hard Rock to complete my set for this trip, and I thought, well, it's lunchtime and I've not had food at Hard Rock in a very long time. Well, I say that, I had a burger at the Piccadilly one about a year ago, but anyway, as you will all know, I'm a huge proponent of the Hard Rock Cafe. I have over 200 pins from probably about 120 different locations around the world, so I'm never going to say a bad word, but the food was not great. You know, I've been going to Hard Rock for a long time, all over the world. It's the kind of place where I know I can get a reliably good burger. In Japan, it was a godsend. But this was not a particularly good burger, and having looked online, that seems to be the consensus from a lot of Hard Rock fans. So, Hard Rock, if you're listening, do better, please. Establish what he was saying was Da Vinci never actually made any of this stuff, he just designed it, so they've brought it to life, which is really fun. So I'm now on a mission to find what is apparently the strangest bookshop in the world, where all of the books are kept in bathtubs and boats due to the flooding of the city. So I'm very intrigued by this. I know it's down one of these little nooks somewhere, but let's see if we can find it. Spotted down an alleyway. That is utterly terrifying. So, I was going to go to Stanley Tucci's favourite place tonight, but I forgot it's Friday, and as such, it's not a go. So I finally got myself a calzone, and it's really good, and I'm going to go and have a drink. One in particular as well, which I shall explain when I get to one. So everywhere you go around the city, people are drinking this bright orange drink, and I wasn't entirely sure what it was, to be honest, but it is Aperol Spritz, which I've never had before. It's all right, ish. But yeah, so tonight is my last night in Venice. I am leaving at about 7 o'clock tomorrow on the plane. Actually, we're all right, follow. And yeah, plan for tomorrow. I'm going to have a wander around the Jewish ghetto. And see where my feet take me as ever. I'm going to take the water taxi from the north of the islands up to the airport, and that'll be about it. So there will be a video tomorrow, but it'll probably be a shorter one than usual. So here's to Italy. So final day, I am in search of coffee again, and then I'm going to go and explore the old Jewish ghetto, and just see what I find on the way, really, because it's on the north part of the islands, which I have not been to yet. So who knows what's up there? Let's find out. I feel like this would be Shylock's shop. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that was lovely. Dodo Cafe, I had to check it out, and met a really nice young couple who shared my table because it was very, very busy. Look how lovely it is down here. But yes, I'm going to carry on exploring around here. It's just a lot more peaceful than the main area, and yeah. Finally managed to find one that's not running away. So, 2 years ago I made a number of promises. I promised to stop biting my nails, which comes in waves. Yeah. I promised to sing more, and although it's been a bit of a dry winter in terms of that, I have done some solid work on the musical that I'm writing, and I've written a couple of other songs. I've set up my music page as well, which is a thing that needs more posts on. And I promised to travel and to do the places that Mum had always told me to go, and the places that she'd wanted us to go together. And I did Singapore, I did Malaya, I did Thailand, and that was incredible, and that was a very personal journey, revisiting, well, not revisiting, but visiting the places that she'd told me about. And yeah, so this was very much the places Mum had wanted to go, and we had planned this trip to do Rome and to do Florence and to do Venice, and it's been incredible. And I think there have been moments of, God, I wish she'd been here for this. They really have, especially in Florence. And this morning, weirdly, going through the Jewish ghetto, you know, we used to joke about her Jewishness. But it's been an amazing trip, and I think she genuinely would have loved it. And sitting here now on the northernmost part of the island, just looking out to sea, and there's yachts and gondolas that remind me of the weird paintings that I don't really know where they came from that she had up in her living room. And I've bought a Venetian mask to replace the one that disappeared many moons ago. But it's been awesome. It's been really cool, and I hope that she would have loved it as much as I have. So yeah, that's my final thoughts. Italy's cool. Mum would have really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. And I promise to trying to keep all those promises. And although the scrapbook of journeys now will be complete, we've done Southeast Asia, we've done Jersey, and we've done Italy, that doesn't mean that every voyage I go on, she's still part of it. And 2 years on, Mum, I still miss you every freaking day. So thank you for kicking me up the arse to do all of this, and thank you to everyone who's been involved in every kick up the arse in the last 2 years, because you've all been incredible. So this is Italy signing off, and I'll see you on whatever the next voyage is. Bye for now. Or should I say ciao for now?